Study hard in preparation for devoting your energies to socialist modernization. A propaganda poster here from China, 1980. Mostly, I love her shirt. I probably have a few like it in my own closet. But there's a striking difference here with Cultural Revolution messaging, as you've seen on this channel, and indeed even in a video 2 back. The culture, it might seem, can turn on a dime from revolution to here retrenchment. But I find a kind of consistency, a through line even, in the messaging. Learning has always and ever been the answer. 24 centuries ago, when Mengzi, Mencius, and Xunzi stood on opposite sides as the earliest followers and interpreters in the Confucian tradition, one told us that human nature was good, and the other said that it was evil. And yet their prescription, when they told us what to do about it, was exactly the same: learning. The hard kind that could break and reform the crooked nature of men like a carpenter forms timber into a wheel, or an intuitive, introspective sort that helped us uncover our childlike original heart. 14 centuries later, we had what might be called the Neo-Confucian Renaissance, first under Zhu Xi and then later its reformation under a man named Wang Yangming. The former, an outward-looking objectivist who believed in the gradual and cumulative nature of learning. The latter, an inward-looking subjectivist who believed in the possibility of a sudden breakthrough moment of coherence and enlightenment. These completely different men with their contrasting visions of how we all might become a sage. What was their prescription? It was learning. What do we do about the problem of great private wealth and its possibilities for influencing our politics in baleful ways? Learning was the answer for 1,000 years in the empire, that wealth could only achieve power as transmuted through learning and the ability to study for and pass the imperial examinations. Study the West, the self-strengtheners told us in the 19th century, because only by learning their languages and their technologies to arm ourselves and resist will we find a path back to wealth and power. Mao urged us instead to turn to workers and peasants and even the countryside. We were there to learn the unity of knowledge and action and the adventure of the dialectic. I remind followers on this channel frequently that China, the nation-state, is only a very new thing, in concept dating only to the very end of the 19th century. But as a civilization, there are some deep through lines that we have talked about before. The practice of ancestor worship was one video, and the empire of texts and participation in that written culture was another. And here we are again with another. It is learning. Learning has always been the answer. Now, what that actually means, or even what the question was, has varied wildly across the millennia. And so, as your parents urge you on in school and college to whatever ends they imagine for you, you can think of them in this way. From the ancient sage kings to the reform era and the present, in search of wealth and power, or to make revolution, to create or possibly prevent the AI singularity, or maybe the greatest task of all, to learn to be human, or at least humane. So, everybody, 好好学习, study hard, and maybe every day we will improve.